Hello and welcome to another episode of Code with Swizz. I have a preamp now, so you should be able to hear me better than you could on Sunday. And what we're going to do today is continue where we left off when my internet died on Sunday. We're going to take our API routes that we built for Next.js and make them actually commit to GitHub. I'm pretty sure I know how to do that now, so this should be relatively smooth. We'll see how it goes. I'm still playing around with the new mic. Okay, so I am apparently in the wrong directory, which is great. So we're gonna start yarn dev in the Swizz CMS project. That's going to start the thing. And then what we said the next thing we have to do is here, we have the ship it button, which loads a spinner when our React query mutation is mutating. That spinner gets replaced with, it has a button, calls the publish article API. So our publish article API looks different than when I left it. What did I do? Did I make a branch? Yes, I did. Git checkout committing. Let's go to that branch. There we go. So I'm gonna run yarn dev again. Wow, 17 viewers. Say hello in the chat room, guys. We have OctoKit, which uses my GitHub token from process.env. That's something we're going to have to change before we deploy to production because, again, now we're going to try create or update file contents. What are my thoughts on MongoDB aggregation framework? Nice. Julian, I'm happy the microphone. I have never used the MongoDB aggregation framework, so I don't know how that works. Let's see. We're going to go to localhost. I think it's 3000 for Next.js. Yes, come on. Is it going to show up? Compiling, compiled successfully. That shows up. Now we need to create a GitHub commit these things because I don't want to commit them straight to my actual repository. So we create a new thing, let's say test repo. This is a test repo for making commits from /API routes and a playground. So that's a playground. We create repository. Hi everyone on the chat room. Lionel, Alash. Wow, sorry. I know that's a Slovenian name. It's hard to pronounce when I'm speaking English. So we're gonna take, let's try this. I think that's how we can talk to the repo. Now let's look up OctoKit create or update file contents because I don't like to memorize API references. So we've got that. We need to tell the owner is Swizzed, the repo is test repo. Then we have the path. Let's give, what should we say the path is? Let's say the path is going to be test.mdx. We're going to have a commit message, which is going to say, this is a test commit. And let's see, we need some content, the new file content using base64 encoding. So we're going to need to add a base64 library. We're going to say yarn add base64. I think that's something that exists on NPM. It's been a while since I tried it. Cool, back down. I should really stop looking at those stats. They're not helpful. So I'm installing a base64 library so that I can encode the actual content. And then we're going to say the content is going to be, what's going to be the content? Let's start with base64. What's this? What is this complaining about? I'm just gonna hope that works, or maybe not. It wasn't able to build the base64 library. Let's go on npm.js and look up a base64 library. Base64. I'm sure there's a library that looks great. Running the test suite. Whatever. Let's see, how do we use this thing? If we go to GitHub, the README should tell us what to do. No. For browsers which don't provide window BTOA. Okay, so that's not the thing that I need. Yarn remove base64. Is this built into Node.js? Does anyone know? Node.js base64 encode string. base64 strings in Node.js, slug, yes, yes, yes. And I'm sure there's a decoding, encoding, require fs, buff to string. Oh, interesting. Decoding, Node.js library for base64. Because I don't want to deal with node buffers and stuff because I have a string input, which means that dealing with buffers makes sense when you're reading and writing actual files, but we have strings that we are pretending are files. So that JS base64, yarn add JS base64, and then we're going to do this stuff. I'm gonna say import base64 from JS base64, and then we use it as cool. So we're gonna say base64. Let's just say hello world for now. The reason we're saying hello world for now is because that way we can test. All right. Now I'm gonna restart Next.js just in case it's not reloading API routes correctly. I think that's a invalid concern, but I'm trying to be careful. I also need to keep remembering that I have this view when I'm trying to speak and I'm not coding, and then this view is supposed to be for when I'm coding. Right. So we're gonna try this now. Say this is the best article in the world. This is the best description in the world. No? Oh, okay. It restarted. This is the best description. By the way, how much can you hear my typing and stuff? This is a title, and we click submit. We get this, we have the title, and now when we click ship it, we're gonna click ship it, and that should talk to our backend, which compiled successfully and did a thing. So there was no error, and we forgot to print the result. Let's add console log result. Now let's go see on the test repo, there should be a new commit here. Whoa, it actually worked. So we have, which says hello world. Yes. All right. So now we can, the next step now is going to be actually committing the article that we wrote on the front end and using that article as the contents that we're pushing to GitHub. So this is, I'm honestly surprised by how well this is working. It's way easier than I thought it would be. So we have the article. I forget what the article and I think it's going to be missing the front matter, and we're gonna need to give it a new name. So let's say test -2 and try again. So I'm going to click ship it. It's going to go to now it's complaining. So that means the first argument must be of type string, which means we did not get the article into our backend. So why didn't we get the article in there? Ship it. What did we actually send? Publish article, got an internal server error. Let me zoom that in a little bit so you guys can see better. What was it that we sent in? So we have the description, the mark. So that's great. Because we're sending an object, it means that we can't encode the entire object as base64. We need to actually set it up as a string. But that means we can also use it to make titles, which is great. So let's here, because I think I'm using Slugify somewhere. Am I using Slugify in this project? Git grep Slugify. Yes. So we have Slugify, and we're gonna take it from the CLI copy pasta. Here we have publish article. It says import Slugify from Slugify. We're going to, oh, this is going to be an interesting experiment. We might be able to share this code between the front end and the back end. So we're gonna try that. Let's make a utils. Make dir utils. We're gonna say touch utils. This is going to be called, let's call it slugger. slug.js. We open slug.js and we export that takes a title, slugify title to lowercase. The reason I'm doing that is so we can share the same code on multiple places. So we can now here say /utils slug. That should have worked. I don't know why it wasn't auto-completing. It might be my processing power being silly. So is going to be slug of article.title .title.mdx. That the commit message is going to be add article.title. So that's the commit message. We have base64 encode of article.markdown, and the markdown we're going to have to add the front matter. So slug, and now let's see if we can share code. Let's import from .. Actually, yeah, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to /utils slug. We say slug of title. So the same function name as the actual variable that I'm saving it in. But okay, so we've got this now. Now let's try that again. We say the best article in the world, some sort of description stuff, and then the markdown sauce is going to be this is a title and some paragraphs. And let's add an image. No, let's not add an image because I don't feel like searching for one. We click submit, it preview for us, and then that preview, we click ship it, goes to the backend and says 404 not found. What was not found? Weird. Can't resolve ... /utils slug. So we weren't able to find a library, and NextJS automatically, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like that should be a 500 error, not a 404, but it's interesting that it automatically does stuff like that for us. It's like, oh, hey, you didn't find something, so that's a 404, even though what you didn't find is a piece of code that you're supposed to be using, which feels more like a 500. So that was interesting. Now, why wasn't publish article able to find that? Because it's inside Pages as well. So it's Pages API, not just API. Again, click ship it, and we compiled successfully, and we created the best article in the world on the test repo. Did we? Yes. Add article, the best article in the world. Article in the world, and if we go to the best article in the world, we have the entire article. Nice. So the next step, I'm honestly impressed with how easy the committing to GitHub part was. So I think this stream is turning more into it looks like this stream is turning more into how to share code between front end and back end on Next.js, which is pretty cool as well. So we've got the result. Do we need to return anything? Let's see. Does the result tell us anything about being successful or not? Status 201. That seems fair. So we return result.status. So if the result exists, no, we return result.status. Otherwise, we're going to return a 500 error. And here we're going to get the status, and we're going to return that status code so that we push the same HTTP result status codes as GitHub gave us. I'm going to commit this, git status, git add dot, git commit -a -m, and we say, what do we say here? What should we call this? Yes. Writing markdown files to GitHub. that worked. Now the next step is getting this front matter code. So in index.js here, we have the front matter. We need to move that to the backend so that the backend can have code, or not really the backend. What we need to do is move how we create front matter so that we can create it in both places the same way. Do that. We need the title, the date, and the hero name. So let's do it like this. We're going to go into utils and we're going to make a new util that's going to be called front matter. And this is going to export function front matter, which is going to return this stuff. So save, goes into utils, front matter.js. We are going to return this as a string. Yes, so like this, return, and we do that. Now what we need to get is the title, the description, and we don't need to get the date because we can get the date ourselves. So if we go back here to front matter, we're going to take this date and we're going to move that back here like that. Now, what's cool here is that this looks like we're doing a bunch of code sharing between the, so this looks like we're, oh, okay, my keyboard shortcuts stopped working to make my, so this looks like super fancy code sharing between the backend and the front end, but really because it's all JavaScript, we don't have to worry about that. We have the front end that's compiled on its own, and we have the back end that's also compiled on its own, and they're just both sharing files. But it looks really cool. It sounds fancier if we call it code sharing. That's how you sell this to your manager. Format date, that works. So from here, we can then import front matter from /utils/front matter. And we're going to call it here. So bam, front matter of title and description. And now the hero URL is going to be missing, and we're going to deal with that a little later, where we're going to be trying to, you'll see. So this should give us the front matter. Now let's go into our article, publish article. Publish article here. We say import. Actually, you know what? Let's make this easier to import. Front matter, slug and front matter both come from utils. And yeah, let's put everything in the same file. Same utils file, because we don't have that many of them. Take the slug, and then we take front matter. We take all of that stuff. Where is my utils? Where's the new file? Where did it go? Okay, I lost the file I was working on. That's fun. There, here we go. We take that, we add the import stuff. By the way, my bird is making sounds in the background. Can you guys hear that? I am trying microphone settings, and one of the main reasons I got this microphone and all of the audio setup that comes with it is that I'm trying to make it so you can't hear the bird too much. I'm pretty sure you're always going to be able to hear him a little bit, but I'm trying to make it so you can't hear him a lot. ls utils, remove utils, front matter, and utils slug. Okay, you guys can hear him. Great. Yeah. Well then, I don't know, maybe I need an audio engineer who actually knows what they're doing. Yeah, using slug. Git grep slug. I know I used that somewhere. So CLI copy pasta needs to take this from utils, and that should work. So now, come on, cancel that. we go back into the publish article backend code that gets the slug. So we are slugifying the title, adding that. And then when we create the markdown, we need to say now that this is first the front matter of takes the article, which should have a description, right? What did the front matter take? It takes the title and the description. We add a new line, and then we add the article markdown, which I think should work. Let's give it a shot. No such file, front matter.js. Where am I doing that? Utils compiling. Let's try. I think NextJS got confused when I deleted files. Okay, cool. Julian says he hasn't heard the bird or my typing. That's good. But I have to say, so it on Twitter later because it's really cool. I'm gonna I don't know if I can show you here, but so basically now when I'm talking, there's a bunch of lights flashing in the background and it's really cool looking. Or at least I think it's looking cool because I set it up. So I'm gonna post that later. Now let's see. What did I do? NextJS. I think we're gonna have to reload the page. It's gonna reload for us because we changed the front end code. My leg fell asleep. What am I doing wrong? Can't resolve in front matter.js. So if we go to front matter.js, we remove that one. So now we're sharing utils. All right, you could definitely hear that, right? So we say the best article in the world. This is the best article's description, and then the best title, the best opening paragraph. Cool. Click submit, and whoa, everything died because there is no hero name. Okay, cool. Thanks, Julian. I'm happy that the bird is not crazy loud. Or well, he's crazy loud in my apartment, but I'm happy he's not crazy loud there. We need to take this out for now. Let's say hero name is blah. This is just so that we can test. We need to then figure out how we're gonna actually deal with the hero names. Okay, Swiss CMS. The best article in the world, the best description in the world, the best title, and the best first paragraph. Click submit. Okay, so that worked. Now when I click ship it, we get the best article in the world going to the internet, but something failed. We got a server error. Now, what was the server error? This time, Ashha wasn't supplied. That's weird. Interesting. So I think the problem is that we can't. Let's see. Required if you are updating a file. Aha. So, yes, Julian, you're right. This is because we are updating a file. The blob SHA of the file being replaced. I don't know what that means. What is the blob SHA of the file being replaced? Let's try something. So I'm going to, this is going to be just a test again, and I'm going to hard copy the SHA from the left. I think that's going to be what we need. Let's try. Come on, copy. SHA hash of the file. Okay, let's try. Let's try this one first. SHA hash of the file. The problem with doing an SHA hash of the file is that we don't have the previous file. Yes, okay, so it wasn't that. What about, how do we, yep. So you were right, Alesh. It is the SHA of the file, but how do I get it? Name, author name. All right. How do we get a blob SHA? Move duplicate. I know they have an API for this. Blob SHA search. Come on, find something for me. No. Wow. Okay. It just gave up. Blob SHA. How do I get the blob? Create pages site. Who knows how to get blobs? Create or update file content. Yes. Okay. But okay, if I click here, come on. Blobs. Perfect. Thank you, Alesh. Okay. Get blobs. Create a blob, get a blob. So getting a blob requires having the content in the response will always be base 64. Needs up to blah. The problem is, I think this says that I would already need to have the blob. Or no? Let's try. So there should, that means OctoKit should have a get blob function. Get blobs. Git. Come on, jump to Git. Create a blob. Get a blob. Create commit. Parameters. Create ref. Create tag. Oh, wait, if I scroll here, get a blob. Oh, yeah, see? File SHA. I don't have a file SHA. That's what I'm trying to get. The content in the response will always be base 64 encoded. So let's see. What if I click on this? Let's try this. So I'm going to let's try getting the SHA. So we're gonna say result const result equals await octokit.get blob. The blob with owner is Swizzets, repo is test repo, and for the file SHA, I'm going to, even though it's not really the path. So let's say const path equals that. I'm doing pretty well. How are you? Path. Let's see if that works. It's probably not going to work, but it's worth a shot. Okay. So now the backend should rebuild itself. And when I click ship it, we're gonna go to the new code. Oh, right. Now I'm trying to, result has already been declared. Yes. Const result 2, and I should console log this thing here. Console log result. And let's see if that works. Ship it. Nope. That didn't work. Unprocessable entity. Okay, so dear GitHub, how the fuck do I get a file SHA? Because this isn't helping. File SH references, file SHA. How do I find out the SHA of a file? Git refs. octokit get blob. Yes, that already requires the file sha. How do I get a file sha? Oh, nice. Stack Overflow. You are the best, Alesh. How to find a GitHub files SHA repo. The docs for updating a file specify that you will need to provide the SHA for the file. The easiest way would be to query GitHub for that too. For example, okay. Interesting. So if we say repos, okay, so I have to go to the repos one. Let's see, repos here. Come on. User, check if a user, create a commit status, get, delete, get, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Get a repository, get access, get a branch, get a commit comment, get a deploy key. So what I'm trying to do is the API, the API link is great, this one. What I'm trying to figure out, I'm sure they have an actual supported API for that. I just can't figure out what it is. Repos contents. So, because I don't want to get repository content. There we go. Owner repo. Get content repo path. Perfect. So we say octokit repos content, and we take the path, console log the result. Let's try that. Click ship it. Get content of undefined because I typoed. We try ship it again. Okay, so we got the response, which is great. So we can say const sha equals result question mark dot data question mark dot sha. So we're always going, oh, come on, keyboard work. I need to get one of those clicky things. So we're always going to be taking the SHA of the file. If it exists, we're going to pass it back into the update API. If it doesn't exist, then we're not going to care about that. That's the idea. So let's give it a shot and see what happens. The perm async function of the article, like that, return SHA. We say const SHA equals SHA of the path is going to be better. Path. So we get the SHA of the path, have the result, and here we say that we're passing in the SHA if it exists. Now let's try that. We're now going to update the 500 internal error. What was the error? Invalid request. SHA is not a string. What did we... Okay, so I looked at the wrong thing. Come on, where are you? Result? No. Where did we print that? Here. So result should have data and then the SHA. Ookie doke. Console log SHA. I think I probably should try to attach a debugger here, but I'm kind of lazy, so we're gonna try doing it with console logs. Where am I printing this? So this did print the SHA, right? The SHA add article blah where am I console logging that? Or I think maybe Next.js is console logging it for us. Let's see, what are we trying to pass in? Come on, click console log. We're doing this, console log, this other stuff, and then console log of our what we're actually passing into the API. Compiled successfully. I can now click ship it again. All right, so we are shipping in. Oh, for fuck's sake. So I forgot to await this. And now it's going to work. Always the same mistake. We click ship it. And nice, it shipped. So we now have, if I reload the page, yep. See, if we go edit this file, we now have the front matter and we have all the other stuff. So that's great. We are now submitting stuff to GitHub. And let's see, what else can we do? We don't have a lot of time left because I am gonna have to get. So we've got that, we've got the article. We're gonna deal with React query next time. We can add another space there, so it looks a bit nicer. Now the next step is going to be, let's do git status, git add dot, git commit -a-m. What did we say this is going to be? This is, yeah, article with front matter to GitHub. Cool, got that. So I'm going to do on Sunday, and then we're gonna stop for today, and I'll publish a write-up about this because I want to get that out today, and I do still have a day job that I have to get to. So, to do, move React query for hero image to backend, and we're going to add image to GitHub, link them together. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be doing on Sunday. God damn it. So on Sunday, we're going to be doing those things that I wrote in the to-do. Today, we got the actual publishing to GitHub done. We explored sharing code between Next.js and the front end, between the Next.js backend and the Next.js front end, which works really well. I'm a little bit surprised, a little bit not surprised. I'm actually really loving it. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you again on Sunday at 2 p.m. Bye.